Noreen and welcome to my kitchen, and today a little something different. We're going to make a fish stew that is going to be really easy. It takes about 30 minutes after all your prep is done, and it's just going to knock your socks off. This is rich and delicious, full of wonderful flavors, and it's light and brothy and full of whatever seafood you want to put in it. So let's go see how we make this amazing fish stew. Go over our ingredients for our fish stew, and just so you know, my kids both have this giant aversion. I said I was going to make fish stew today, and they're like, ew, that just sounds gross. But I think we get this image in our mind of fish stew being like beef stew or chicken stew, and it's not. It's really, it's much brothier and so delicious. You're going to love it. And it looks like a lot of ingredients, but it really isn't. So what you're going to need to get started is we're going to build our base. So you're going to need a mirepoix, and mine is 1 cup each. Celery, bell pepper, yellow onion. I have some carrots here. Those are optional. I had them in the fridge. I'm going to use it. Fennel fronds, optional. If you can't find them, don't worry about it. We're going to need about 4 cloves of garlic minced, about 1/2 cup of parsley. This is flat leaf, minced. And then I have some seasonings here. I have 1 teaspoon each of oregano, thyme, basil, red pepper flake, and a couple of bay leaves go in there as well. I have a couple of tablespoons of good quality olive oil, and we're going to build our broth with, I have 4 cups of vegetable stock. And this is what I use, is the Better Than Bouillon. This is a vegetable base. I also have a can of, this is ground tomato. You can use crushed tomato or diced tomato, whatever. This is a 28-ounce can. And then I had about 6 Roma tomatoes in my fridge that weren't that great because it's middle of winter and you know how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and use those in this fish stew. And then the fish that we're going to use, I have about 1 pound of cod that I've cut into chunks, and I have about 3/4 of a pound to 1 pound of small shrimp that is peeled, deveined, and the tails are off. So we're going to move over to the stove and we're going to get started on our base. We have some olive oil here heating in our pot, and I'm just going to toss all of our veggies in, and I'm going to get the base started. This is going to be super simple. You don't have to saute this stuff like forever. We're going to give this a good turn and get it in the hot oil so it'll start breaking down. I'm going to add my tomatoes too and get those starting to break down as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and add all my seasonings. There goes that little handful of fennel fronds. I'm not going to use too much because Rick doesn't really care for fennel seeds. Well, it doesn't. The fronds aren't that licoricey, I don't think. But it goes really, really well with the fish. And then I'm going to add my dry spices and my bay leaf in here. Just get everything going in there. I like to turn the dry spices in there just a little bit so that their flavor starts to come out. Then I'm going to add my ground tomato, crushed tomato, or diced tomato. And our stock. And as these vegetables cook in that stock, they are going to render even more liquid. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring this to a simmer after we squeeze the lemon in there. I'm going to squeeze half the lemon now, and I'm going to save the other half for later to brighten it up right before the end. All right. Bring this to a simmer and allow it to simmer for 20 minutes. And then we'll be back when it's time to add our fish and our shrimp. All right, we've been simmering for just a little over 20 minutes. Now I have my cod and my shrimp, and This isn't going to be, you're not going to get any simpler than this. In it goes. Okay, now what I want you to do is turn the heat off. Okay, and then I just want you to let that sit there for about 5 minutes. And I want you to walk away from it and then come back, and then it'll be time to put the finishing touches on our fish stew, and then we're going to fix you a bowl, and it's going to be amazing. All right, our shrimp and our cod are all cooked through, and now it's going to be time to serve up a bowl. So I'm going to fix a bowl, and I'll meet you back at the counter. A delicious bowl of warm fish stew. You are going to love this. The flavors are intense, and it's tomatoey, and it's warm, and the shrimp are cooked perfectly. The cod is flaky and delicious, and it just breaks apart on your spoon, and it's wonderful.
Brothy.
It's brothy, and this broth is really amazing. If you didn't want to put fish in here, you could just stop at the broth, add some alphabet pasta, and have a wonderful alphabet vegetable soup, and you would love it. Mm-hmm. Do you want to taste it?
I have to.
Hot. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm anxious to try this tonight, too. Mm-hmm. One thing I did want to say, when you are choosing what to go in here, you don't have to have what I have. I've used cod and shrimp, but you can use whatever fish you like, but I will warn you, it should be a meatier fish, a heavier, thicker filet. Don't use tilapia or swai or flounder. It's just going to disintegrate in the broth, and you won't be able to enjoy it. You're going to want something like halibut or turbo or turbot, if you pronounce it that way. You're going to want a codfish or a nice thick fish fillet is going to be what you're going to want to go for. I've added shrimp in here, but you could also, in addition, add clams, mussels, calamari rings, baby squid, whatever you like. You can throw in here. It's going to be delicious. So you serve it with some lemon wedges. You can finish off the pot before serving with a squeeze of the other half of lemon, along with a drizzle of olive oil, and it's going to be wonderful. Serve it with some crusty bread and a salad, and your dinner is complete. I hope that you give this fish stew a try, and I hope that you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya. For joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber, so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!